Dave tells the remarkable story of Dave Fishwick, a normal guy from a very normal town in northern England.
Welcome to Burnley.
Destined to lead an extraordinary life.
I told you, I'm not a bloody bang.
And I've told you, maybe you should be.
Dave left school at 16 with no real skills, but he went on to become a self-made millionaire.
This isn't about making money, it's about the whole community.
But in 2011, Burnley was flailing in the aftermath of the GFC as banks tightened lending practices.
The FRB exists to make sure that people's hard-earned money is entrusted to the right kind of chap.
So he took matters into his own hands, offering 5% interest on cheap loans and donating any profits to charity.
A bank that serves the whole community. Makes me really want to give it a go.
This is the real-life Dave Fishwick.
He looks more like me than I do.
Did you have a short list of people you wanted to play?
It could have been Tom, you know, because...
Tom who? Cruise?
His Bank of Dave so far lending more than £30 million to the good folk of Burnley.
We need community banks run by the community to benefit the community.
Dave's now on track to be granted England's second banking licence in 150 years.
I will ensure that my honourable friend gets the meeting to discuss this issue further.
Sounds brilliant.
Not as daft as I look, am I?
All the way from those mean streets of Burnley, would you please welcome Dave Fishwick?
Hello, hello, hello.
Dave, thank you so much for joining us. Within a week, this was the most watched movie in the UK. Did you ever expect this fictionalised version of your story would be such an enormous hit?
It's just bonkers. I can't believe that Hollywood turned up and made a movie about my life. I mean, when you get a biopic made about you, normally you're dead. But I'm alive.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, we just saw in the clip there, you wanted Tom Cruise to play you and all those hosts laughed at you. I don't think that's much of a stretch. Do you think they were being mean?
No, well, to be honest, Piers Ashworth wrote this movie and he writes all Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible movies. So he wrote this one. So when he said to me, who do you want to play you, Dave? I said, well, do you know, Tom? Because you know him, you know, but... He did say that if Tom plays me, he'll look too much like me, so we went for Rory Kinnear instead of Bond.
Of course.
Dave, it's a great movie, but percentage-wise, what would you say is the stuff that really happened?
Well, there's lots of things that really happened. But, I mean, when you look at the things we did, I mean, the Hollywood turned up in Burnley, we filmed in Burnley Market, we filmed in my house, all the scenes there are my own house, but there is lots of what they call made up, a little bit like Superman. Superman doesn't fly either.
Really?
What? No, honestly, but that's our secret. But Def Leppard didn't turn up in the real gig. However, I am speaking to him, and if you can keep a very, very big secret, I'm now friends with Def Leppard.
Oh.
This is just for your channel only.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll have to whisper
We're leaning in,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm leaning forwards as well. I'm talking to them, and they're going to appear in the UK as part of their world tour, and I'm going on stage to do for real what we did in the movie. But don't tell anyone.
Well,
We will keep that secret because we can tell you are desperate for nobody to know.
Nah. Shh.
Never mind Superman, this is real Robin Hood stuff, the Bank of Dave. But what happens then if people actually can't pay the loans back?
Well, let me tell you a little about like, what we do first. What we do is we help granny and really hard-working people and pensioners get the best rate of interest on the high street. We then take that money and lend it out to people who can't borrow from the high street bank through no fault of their own. And the profit, after the overheads are paid, we give to charity. Now, if somebody doesn't pay, we give them every opportunity to try to pay. But in the end, if they've bought a car and they can't pay for it, we don't give free ice cream away. We have to go and get the car back.
Dave, you've got an amazing story. You mentioned the minibuses before. You made a fortune from minibuses. Can you talk us through that?
Well, I started in cars at first. I left school at 16, absolutely useless. I went from builder's labourer to building the first new high street bank for 150 years, and then Hollywood turned up and made a movie about it. So my life's
sorry,
bonkers.
Hollywood making a movie about it,
We have
Dave.
no idea here, Dave.
So it's all bonkers. So that all started when I was on the building site and I wanted to start a business. But I had no money to start a business. So you think outside the box. And I went round all the garages in the local area to ask them if I could take an old part exchange away, do it up, sell it, bring them back an amount of money, and the difference is mine. So that's how it started. One car, then two, then three. And then somebody called me one day, do I want to buy a minibus? I thought, I don't want a bus. They're 40 foot long, 12 foot high, and 11 foot wide, and a load of seats. But sometimes in life, you've got to grab opportunities. And I grabbed that one. And I put it for sale, I scrubbed it up, I cleaned it, and the phone rang and rang and rang. I'm ringing about the bus. Eureka! Buses. And now I'm the largest supplier of buses in the country.
Wow.
If I can do it, anybody can.
Sold me.
Yeah,
I agree.
Unbelievable.
That is the best use of the phrase Eureka buses in the history of the project.
Living the dream.
Bank of Dave hits Australia in cinemas everywhere this Thursday. Would you put your hands together for Dave Fishwick?
Thank you so much.